Hey everybody, Robert from Black Belt Gaming. I wanted to give a big thanks to the people that are commenting on these videos for this first playthrough. Remember that my channel started years ago before playthroughs were really even much of a thing. And I didn't have a gaming group, so I started my channel for the purpose of reaching out to other gamers and trying to learn how to play some of these great games. My time is limited. I don't do this for a job. I have a job and it keeps me quite busy, so you guys are my gaming group, and the comments that you're making, the advice you're giving is fantastic, and I really do appreciate it. So I spotted in editing last time an error. Fortunately, I caught that one myself, and that was from the damage of the Wither spell. It should have done the damage of the spell plus the test result, and I wasn't in the habit of doing that, so I only did 2 damage to the witch. The witch would have taken 4, and she only has, I think in the application she only has like 3 hit points, so this would have killed her. She should be actually removed from the game. And the damage that was done, and then her counterattack, because she, due to the mistake, she was still there and was able to make a counterattack, caused Harvey to spend a couple of clue tokens. So I think we need to give those back to him. And Jenny, she didn't spend any clue tokens, she just used her lucky rabbit's foot, but I don't really think that impacted very, affected the game very much. So that's going to reset Harvey back to 4 clue tokens. So I think he still spent about half of his last time, and Jenny spent one of hers. But I think that's going to set it straight. And for those of you that are perfectionists, maybe I'm not playing in the cards in the exact order that they should be, but I will do my best. So hope you'll bear with me. Anyway, let's get started. We're heading into the next turn. And thanks again for all of your advice and support. Let's continue this playthrough. Okay, the app is up and running. We have restored our saved game, so we're ready to continue. We're facing here a goat spawn, something that came from one of the previous boxed editions of this game. So Harvey's right there and Jenny is right there. I need to be careful with Jenny. If she gets on the same spot as Harvey, she's going to start stealing from him. So I have to keep that in mind. I think everybody's damage and horror is right now correct. So let me start considering actions for the turn. I know I said that Harvey could deal with horror better than he could damage, and that is true, but now he is stacked up to 6. 6 points of horror over there. That is not good for him. So what shall we do? You know, I'm just not sure what else to try except to have Harvey make a spell attack against this goat spawn. So I think I will have him go first, and if he can't do much, maybe Jenny can step in and flank this thing and take it from the other side with her 2x4. So I think we do need to get rid of this. I'm not in a good position to barricade a door or anything like that to keep it away from us, so we've got to try to take it out. Harvey's going to use the only attack spell he has, and that's his Wither spell. So let's go to the app and let him start the attack. Hey everybody, we are here back in the application. Harvey and the goat spawn are right here, and Harvey's going to make an attack. First thing we need to do is take out the witch. So let's bring her up, give her a point of damage, and we do want to discard her, so we'll do that. We will then bring up the goat spawn, 5 hit points for this thing, and we will attack it with a spell. As you call upon the terrible energies needed to craft your curse, voices in your mind push you to reach for ever more power. Allure 2. Roll 2 additional dice if you have suffered 3 or more horror. Yes, he has. So we're going to be rolling a lot of dice here. If you pass, you cackle gleefully as otherworldly energy erupts from your hands. The monster suffers damage equal to your test result. Okay, test result only. If you fail, the voices lead you astray and the energy quickly drains from your body. So we need a good test result. Let's see what we can do. Alright, so the Wither spell. Harvey's lore is 4. He has suffered 3 or more horror, so that should give him 2 additional dice. We only have 1 more. So we need to roll these and then roll an additional die. So he's going to be rolling actually a total of 6. And whatever successes we get, it will do that much damage to this thing. Well, this should be fun. Let's see what happens. We've got success, 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 and clue token. Nothing on this one. Let's re-roll this one. And nothing. Rats. One there. Why don't we go ahead and, what do you say? Maybe we'll use his lucky cigarette case here. We'll get that out. Remember that lets him once per round convert a clue token to a success. So we'll change that. That's going to be 4 damage. 4 damage to the goat spawn. Alright everybody, we have done 4 damage to this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we need to flip the spell that we attacked with. So let's hit continue. And go back to the board and flip this spell and deal with whatever mess that's going to do. Alright, we're back to the board. The lucky cigarette case has been used. We need to flip the Wither spell. Let's see what that's going to do to us. It says, for once, the spell seems to go exactly as written in the old book. No additional effect. Thank you. Discard this card and gain another Wither spell. Alright, we discarded the old and we're bringing in the new. So we need to think about action number 2 for Harvey. That went well. I was really hoping to get 5 successes there, but that was hoping for a lot. But nevertheless, 4 damage. I like it. Well, I've thought about it. I'm going to say let's let Harvey keep concentrating on the Wither spell. So maybe as this spell starts to mummify and damage the goat spawn, he's just going to keep continuing to pull on those energies and cackle and do hopefully a little more damage to it. So let's go to the application and attack again with a spell. Alright everybody, we're headed into attack number 2 from Harvey with his spell. You traced a mystic sigil in the air, letting your mind expand into it. Lore 2. If you pass, the curse bursts from you. The monster suffers damage equal to the spell's damage. If you fail, you make an error and the hex fails. Then you flip the card. Alright, Lore 2. Let's get it. Alright, we've read the app. We know we need 2 successes on the lore check. So we're going with 4 dice. 2 successes. We have 2 clue tokens. I'm sorry, 2 investigation results. Got some what I assume is good advice here. Thinking that maybe the focused condition may come up frequently in play. If so, that's great. I'm going to take that advice, use the focus condition card which just flew out of my hands. And that's going to allow me to convert all of these to successes. So that's going to give us the 2 that we need. And we'll save those clue tokens for later, but this is used, 2 successes, and that means that 2 damage is done to the goat spawn. So that should take this thing out. I'm going to go to the app just to make sure that she doesn't explode or reappear as 2 smaller ones or whatever. So let's go to the app and make sure we've calculated it there first. All right, Harvey did get 2 successes thanks to the focused condition card. We're going to crank that up. Yes, we'll discard the goat spawn. All right, she's out of there. Let's go back to Harvey. All right, nothing crazy happened. We took her out. Concentrating and focusing on that spell attack. So let's see what happens next. For a moment, you see yourself in the face of your victim and you suffer 1 face-down horror. Discard this card and gain another wither spell. All right, I'll do that. All right, another face-down horror for Harvey, taking him. That's going to be 7. That's not good. And the 1 wither spell being replaced again. So Harvey is done. That's a pretty good job. I don't know if he could have done much better than that with what he has. So Harvey's there. Let's go to Jenny now. Let's I wonder if we click on Eugene, if anything happens. Let's go to the app and talk to Eugene for a second. Alright, I just clicked on him. I didn't know if he would do anything. Eugene cowers in the entryway. I think I know who they are. Let's let Jenny spend an action and ask him, who are they? Eugene wipes his brow with a handkerchief as you approach. They have been Mr. Vanderbilt's guests in the past. They are members of the Astronomy Association. Jenny's going to get 2 clue tokens for this. Alright, so Jenny was just asking Eugene about the witch and the other cultist, and he thinks they're a part of this Astronomy Association. So 2 clue tokens go to Jenny. That's going to give her 4. Well, I took some additional advice and read back through some of the old messages on the app. And by the way, my microphone just ran out of battery, so I needed to replace that, and hopefully I'm not repeating myself here, but I read back a little bit, and what we need to do is try to find, I think it's a key. It may be in the library or something, but it was through the north door. So I think we need to explore a little bit to the north, and I'm not sure if it's the door right up here, but I wonder if we should also explore in this direction while we're here. Maybe we could use some more clue tokens, and maybe we'll find some other useful items. So on Jenny's turn, she's already spent 1 action talking to Eugene and got a couple of clue tokens there. So for her second action, I'm a little nervous about moving her here, because if I put her with Harvey, she's going to take something from him, and it's not something that I can choose. It's said random, so I think I'm going to have to kind of shuffle his cards and pull something out at random. And there's some things that Harvey has that kind of balance him against Jenny, like his lucky cigarette case, and you know, she's got the rabbit's foot. I kind of want to keep those 1 apiece, so I kind of don't want her stealing from him. Let me think if there's anything else I could have her do. Instead of moving her, just to move her for moving for the sake of it, I think I'm going to let her use that textbook again, the medical textbook. And as an action, it says, you or another investigator within range may discard one face down damage. I'm going to let her use that on Harvey. So she's going to use the textbook. You can see it right there. He's going to discard one of those damage cards. That's not such a bad use of her action. And that's going to be her action number 2. I certainly wish we had some sort of textbook or other item that could get rid of some of these horror cards. But I think that's what she's going to do for her second action. So let's go back to the app and move maybe into the Mythos phase next. Alright, so no additional exploring at this time. We're going to move on. I think it's going to take us in to the Mythos phase. Light fades from around you, leaving anything even inches from your face obscured. Place darkness in each space of the entry hall. This Mythos event affects each investigator in a space containing darkness. Well, that's the first time that's come up. Let me take a look at that, and I want to reconfirm here, entry hall. Okay. Okay, so I think these are the darkness tokens here, and it says place darkness in each space in the entry hall. This is the entry hall here. So we have the front door area, and then we have the area with Eugene and Jenny. And I think that's as far as it extends. I don't think that this is connected. No, that's hall corner number 3. All right, so that's it. It's just in that area, some sort of unnatural darkness. Let's go back to the application and find out what happens to Jenny. All right, so darkness tokens are placed. This is going to affect each investigator in a space containing darkness. Stumbling to where you know there was a light, your hand can feel the heat coming from it. Though your eyes cannot detect the slightest illumination, you suffer 3 face-down horror, and this may be willpower plus 1 negates. Let's wish Jenny luck here. Alright, so Jenny needs to make a roll so that she won't get scared of this darkness. Her willpower is 3, and it said willpower plus 1, so 4 dice for her. And I guess she's going to need at least 3 successes to shake this off. And I don't think we got it. That roll produced 2 blanks, 1 success, and 1 investigation result. And then we do have the lucky rabbit's foot, which we could maybe roll. So once per round you may re-roll 1 die. Let's go ahead and use that. I'm going to go up to her inventory area, and we're going to use that now. Let's re-roll 1 of these blanks. And we got another blank. That didn't help us. I don't think she's carrying any light source, no. So, Harvey, you know, he has a lantern. I don't know how that may affect this situation. I'm going to read more on that later. But, I mean, isn't she technically in darkness? Let me make sure. I mean, he's kind of close by. Does his light source in any way negate this horror? This darkness? I'm not sure. Alright, I think I'm learning something important here. An investigator in a space containing darkness cannot spend clues to convert dice results. or perform additional puzzle steps. Investigators ignore darkness in a space containing a light source or fire, or a space adjacent to a space containing a light source or fire. Well, Harvey is adjacent and he has a light source. So a space containing a light source, or it contains a light source if an investigator in a space has a light source or a light source has been placed or dropped. Darkness cannot be placed in a space that contains darkness. All right, so I think Harvey just saved Jenny from any trouble here. So I don't think we would have need to have even made that roll since Harvey has his kerosene lantern and it is a light source. And that is adjacent to Jenny's position. So although the darkness token is there, I think she's allowed to ignore this. So I don't think she would have need to have even made this roll at all. So that worked out. So let me go back to the app and just move forward, and we'll just ignore everything else that was going on. Let me know if I didn't get that right, but that's what it looks like to me. So we're still learning this game and learning about darkness and light, and I think Jenny gets to get a free pass on this one. So we'll continue. You start to hear the sound of voices chanting in unison from another part of the estate. The ritual is nearly complete. Someone stop them! Spawn a dark druid as indicated. Alright, well, we've got something else from a previous edition. One of the previous expansions here, whether it was the core set or the Call of the Wild. We have a dark druid. And he is entering here into the darkness through the front door, I guess. And he's appearing here and going to make some trouble. Alright, we're back to the application. The Dark Druid has been placed. As the cultist bursts into the entryway, Eugene yells with fright, "Not again!" Move Eugene as indicated, so he's going to run in there. Don't need to switch back for this. That's an easy move. We'll just move him right over as you see it on the application there. So he's there. The Dark Druid moves up to 2 spaces to be within range of as many investigators as possible. Then it attacks. So here's another one with ranged attacks. He doesn't have to take a single step. He's within range. So here we go. The monster attacks. The Druid curls inward and writhes with abject agony, producing from a tattered robe a horde of small rodents that scurry toward you. You need to make an agility. Is that agility? Agility 2. If you pass, the vicious creatures are easily sidestepped. If you fail, the horrible fangs and claws tear into your wounds. Flip 2 damage face up, then suffer 3 face down damage. Alright, wish me luck on these rolls. Alright, so maybe out of the darkness comes this rushing little army of rodents. Since Jenny is right there, first let's have her roll. She's pretty quick on her feet. Her agility is 4. And she needs 2 successes. This is an attack on her. So would her Elder Ward help her here? This isn't a horror check. Roll 1 additional die while a monster is attacking you. I definitely see this as his attack on her. So she's going to get to roll 5. Sorry about that. Smacked the camera. This camera's bigger than my old one, so getting used to it. 5 dice rolled. 2 successes and 1 investigation result. She needs 2 to pass. So she easily sidestepped the rodents. So Jenny's fine. Harvey's going to be another story. His agility, he's got some years on him. His agility is 2. And I don't think he has anything that's going to help him with this. He's got to succeed on both of these. And that's 1 success and 1 failure. He's already used his lucky cigarette case, so that's not going to do it. Nope. So he failed. Flip 2 damage face up. So the first thing we need to do is take Harvey's 1 remaining damage card and flip it face up. And that says, minor injury, it's only a flesh wound. There's no additional effect. Flip this card face down. Alright. So nothing really changes there. And he's going to get, well, he's going to suffer 3 more face down damage. Let me get those. Alright, here they are, randomly drawn. That really hurts Harvey. He was at 1. That's going to take him to a total of 4. And he can only suffer 5 before something worse happens, so ouch. Alright, we're back to the application, and Harvey got nailed by these little rodents. He suffered 3 face down damage. Now we have to do horror checks, and I think both of our investigators are within range for this attack. So let's take care of this. Horror check, yes. The druid holds a twisted effigy of wood and feathers aloft and sets it aflame. You need to roll willpower 2. If you pass, you scoff at your own brief twinge of fear. Your own brief twinge of fear. If you fail, your vision swims, and for an instant it seems that it is you who is held burning in the twisted claw. Suffer 1 face down horror and become dazed. Alright, we're going to make the same check for both the investigators. Alright, willpower, 2 successes needed. Jenny's first. She's the closest. She's got a willpower of 3. This is a horror check, not an attack. So I don't think she gets the extra die, even though this seems like an attack. Let's hope for the best. She's got 2 successes. That's enough. She's okay. Harvey has a will of 4. He's next. He needs 2, and he got 2. So our investigators are still staying strong, and they both managed to resist the horror check here against the dark druid and his burning figure. So it doesn't look like he's starting any fire. So let's go back to the app and move on. Alright, so nothing too bad happened there. We'll hit continue. And I think that's it. So our investigators are alright. Harvey barely hanging on to his sanity, and quite seriously damaged physically. He's in rough shape. Well, let's move it forward. I think this is going to end the turn. And that is it. So that's this round. Thanks for watching, everybody, and as usual, let me know if I have made any mistakes or missed any things. It certainly can happen. And once again, I appreciate all your input. Catch you later.